All right, everybody, welcome to BO Boys for Wednesday, November 26th. Fuck it, it's a raw feed. We're doing it live in studio. I'm Clayton.
Yeah, I'm Pat. Gobble, gobble. It's Thanksgiving time here on the BO Boys, and we have something for everyone to be thankful for. All of the Wanna BO Boys, Wanna BO Girls, Wanna BO people, they have been asking us, when is going to be the next seasonal preview, the winter preview episode? We've had a lot of fans. We've had, of course, the famous Champster on Twitter X has been, he's been up our asses, in a good way. He's been up our asses. Yeah. When is the preview? When's the preview?
Because you've been on vacation.
I have been on vacation. I went to Japan and
breaking news.
Yeah. I haven't talked about it on the show, but I have been in Japan.
Not
that
at
voice
all.
You hear is the man who makes the seasons happen. He is our Entertainment Weekly double issue seasonal preview guy. The one, the only, from Exhibitor Relations Co. Jeff Bock is here on the BO Boys. Welcome.
Boys, as always, a pleasure to be here for the double spread. We're going to be covering December, January, February, all your holiday hits and all of your January and February misses. We got you covered.
Yeah, me and Clayton were taking a gander. We think there might be some stuff in January. February looks like it's going to be some rough stuff, but we'll see. Yeah. But December is nice and packed. I'm very excited about these next few weeks. So we've got a huge episode. Before we get into the preview, just really quick, because it is this weekend's big movie. Jeff, what is your prediction for the second coming of these animals, these talking animals, Zootopia 2? It's been a while, but that first one was huge.
Yeah.
Is this one got momentum, or do the kids don't care about these animals anymore?
No, I think so. And if you look at, obviously, what happened with Wicked for Good, we saw that blow past the OG Wicked. Zootopia probably does the same. Obviously, that it opens on Wednesday. It opens tonight, basically. So Zootopia is already rolling. We may not see a massive number just for that 3-day weekend, but this 5-day span, and that's the stretch. This is one of the most lucrative times of the year. You're going to see big Zootopia numbers, and that'll get us rolling for the threequel.
Threetopia. Throughtopia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, the first one made a billy, right?
Did the first one get to a billy, or it did like 800? Let's see.
We should have researched this, I guess.
No, it made over $1 billion. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you think there's any way? That was 2016.
Yeah, it's a different world. 9 years later. It did get over $1 billion.
Yeah.
340. Now, here's the thing, though. This was the day when you could do 2 times the amount overseas. It did 341 domestic, 677 international. I don't know.
And there was some China bucks in there.
Yeah, these were the days of big China bucks, big Russia bucks. So I don't think that's as likely anymore, outside of something like an Avatar, where you're going to get double the internet. Your international is 2/3 of the box office. What do you think, Jeff? Is that going to keep it from a billy? Zootopia 2?
It might. China's not really in the picture, but they do love strange animals, so it's possible that Zootopia still is a hit there. Obviously, Disney films haven't been popping as much over there. And international, though, will be strong. Will be stronger than domestic quite a bit. So there's a chance. There is a chance. And let's be honest, the only other animated film coming out is SpongeBob. And those films do what they do. They sponge on the bob, but they don't bob on the sponge. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you want, ideally, is you want someone bobbing on the sponge.
Exactly. That's how it's right.
Yeah.
But do you think this could be an Inside Out too? Do you think this could do more than the original at the box office domestically, at the very least? Well, you seem dubious of this. They're talking animals. This is like the bread and butter for, the rats will go to bad guys movies to get their talking animal fix. This is the marquee. This is the Star Wars of talking animal picture.
No, I get that. I guess is there because you invoked Inside Out 2, which was a giant blockbuster.
Massive. And that had anxiety. I get it. Kids love anxiety.
Is there an animal that's anxious? I mean, Jeff, have you heard of any like animals in Zootopia 2 that are going to add to the BO? Is there an anxious animal voiced by Ethan Hawke's daughter in this movie?
Isn't there always in these kind of films? I feel like that is one of the caricatures you have to go with. There has to be some anxious Steve Buscemi type guy in there. You know what I mean? So there probably is. Could this do Moana 2? I mean, we saw what happened with Moana 2. Did it, Billy? You know, that hit a Billy.
Yeah.
So this is right up that same vibe. I mean, it's not Hawaiian, but it's. Hey, is Zootopia set in New York? I don't even remember, guys.
Zootopia, yeah. I mean, New York is a zoo as is. Yeah,
it's whatever the equivalent of that world in that world that is like New York. So it's the New York of whatever that world is.
Okay.
So it's like Zoo York or whatever.
Yeah,
right,
Zoo York.
Right.
Yeah. So I do think that this. I mean, guys, we knew Wicked for good. We knew Zootopia 2. We knew these would be massive, and that's what Hollywood was waiting for. They're riding this Thanksgiving season, and it's this. These are great starts. You know, these are 1-2 bangers, and they're gonna Zootopia could end up getting that Billy.
So before we jump into the preview, do you have an opening weekend prediction, Jeff, for Zootopia 2? We're a little ahead of the sort of full tracking being out there, but what are you thinking? Is this a movie? You know, Wicked just did 150, so I could do 150, but are we looking at an $80 million 3-day? I guess the 5-day throws it. Could this open to 105-day?
Yeah, this gets to 105-day easily, I think.
Wow. But
you're right, that 3-day number, again, it doesn't really matter because, you know, a lot of people, Wednesday and Thursday, families are in town. This is, if they've already seen Wicked, the families are rolling to Zootopia. And that's going to be, you know, so massive numbers in terms of just Wednesday and Thursday. You know, I think, let's see, the original opened at 75 million, right? So, yeah, you know, even that 3-day could get close to 100.
Wow.
You know, I think the OG had 150. What's that?
I was just going to say, Pat, the projections for this for the holiday are 135 to 150.
Wow.
You're sleeping on Zootopia 2.
I am not sleeping on.
Yes, you are.
I am just not invoking Inside Out 2. I am not saying that there is an animal that's going to be as iconic, and she was iconic. Anxiety.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
I think what Clayton is saying is that you're snoozopiaing on Zootopia. You know, just a little snooze.
Okay. Listen, this is going to be huge.
Yeah, it's going to be massive. It's just like Hamnet, I think, is coming out in 119 theaters. This is the Chloe Zhao film, right? That might be will probably be up for Best Picture. It's kind of one competing against
One Battle
or PTA, One Battle After Another. But again, only 119 theaters, so won't make much of a dent. And then Wake Up Dead Man, Knives Out Mystery. We don't know what the hell Netflix is doing with that. Maybe it's in 200 theaters. Maybe it's in 500. Nobody knows, and nobody cares.
Is that this weekend? Is Wake Up Dead Man this weekend?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it, would you?
Wow. I mean, talk about sleeping. That we are all asleep on this Wake Up Dead Man. When the second Knives Out came out, the first Netflix one, that felt like a story at the box office before it came out, because it opened to 20-something million. It actually, everyone we were all clamoring, just keep this in the theater. It'll make 100 million. There's no buzz around this one as far as theaters. It must be playing in much less theaters than the second one did.
Yeah, probably. I know we railed against Knives Out because at that time when that sequel came out, the theatrical desperately needed a content, and Netflix did everybody dirty, as Netflix does.
Yeah. This feels like a burn off. I mean, I know Ryan Johnson and Clayton, you're very upset about this, has been out there making the rounds, sort of regretting his Netflix deal. This kind of feels like he's just burning this off to get back to putting these with a real movie studio. Or do you think he just re-signs with Netflix and these are just Netflix movies for the next 20 years?
I think he seems pretty happy with this ensemble cast and doing what he does. God forbid he gets back into the Star Wars universe. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He's been saying in interviews that he was not happy with how Netflix is treating these movies theatrically.
And that's interesting.
But you signed the contract and you knew. Yeah. I mean, it's like you make a deal with the devil and then you're expecting the devil to do you right.
Right.
You know what the devil does.
Yeah, the devil.
It's not the devil's fault. No. The devil is the devil.
No, the devil.
The devil's good.
It's like the scorpion and the frog.
Right.
He's the frog. And Netflix is the scorpion, and the scorpion's doing what the scorpion does.
Yeah, which is not put movies in theaters.
No, it's going to sting you. It's going to sting you, and it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
So I have no sympathy for this Ryan Johnson.
Wow.
Zero. Wow. Because you knew what you were signing up for.
Wow.
And we're going to have that same issue. Greta Gerwig's going to have that same issue. We're going to be hearing the same thing from Greta Gerwig about how her Narnia movies are not going to be in the theaters.
She will go right to Barbie 2 after Narnia, I'm sure. Because I'm sure they want her to create a series of films, but you're right. They're going to drop the ball. It's going to be an IMAX, I think, but not a lot of theaters. Unless somehow, let's say Netflix buys Warner Brothers. Let's say that all goes down. And then they change their ways. And maybe Narnia becomes a Warner Brothers film. We'll see.
Or I'm thinking the exact opposite. Netflix buys Warner Brothers, and Greta Gerwig is making Barbie 2 to premiere directly on Netflix.
Oh God, that would be the end of Box Office Boys, guys. Let's just be honest. That would be the end.
That is an apocalyptic moment when Barbie 2 drops only on Netflix. When that da-dum comes up before the reprise of I'm Just Ken, because they're going to start Barbie 2 with like a shortened version. I'm Just Ken, and that comes on after the da-dum.
Yeah,
it's over.
If Box Office goes bye-bye, do you guys have a streaming entity that you would turn to? Like, do you have a name ready to go?
If we were the stream, I mean, we've always said we're not the Streamo Boys, huh? So I guess we would just become the Streamo Boys.
No, there's going to be believe me, Jeff, there's going to be a series of underground theaters.
Yes.
That we are going to be counting the money for. We will persist. If Netflix tries to destroy theaters and does it, we will rise up. We'll find a way to make Box Office happen.
Okay. That's Clayton's plan. I might just go with the Streamo Boys.
Full on sellout?
Yeah, full on sellout.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll join both of you on your respective programs. I don't care,
of course. Yeah, Jeff has got to play both sides against each other.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's then get into the winter time. So we are on this episode is December, January, February. That is the winter. And December kicks off with something pretty big, we think. So December 5th, it's Five Nights at Freddy's 2 from Universal. Now, that first one, huge hit. It was day and date on the cock, dropped on the cock and in theaters, and opened to what, like 83 million in theaters, even though it was dropping on the cock?
It was so big. The cock was just enormous,
Yeah.
It was enormous.
Yeah. But even despite the enormous cock that it dropped on, it still did Baffa Bobo, did huge box office. This one now, the sequel, is not going to be on the cock. It is theaters only.
It's skewing the cock for now.
It's skewing the cock.
Blocking the cock.
Is this, though, Jeff, a case of possibly, because the first movie, had its issues. Do you think the audience for this movie may have disliked the first one? And it's, of course, our friend, the great Scott Mendelson, he's got the Tomb Raider trap, where a first movie's a hit, but it's so bad that the second movie, even if it's better, is a bomb because of the first movie. Is there any chance that that's happening here, or do kids love the first one and they're going to go see the second one?
Guys, I think we're out of our element. When we talk about Five Nights at Freddy's, when we talk about Minecraft, we didn't see this shit coming. Let's be honest. This is just not.
I saw Minecraft coming.
Okay, you saw Minecraft coming.
I saw
that's
Minecraft
good.
coming.
That's good. You were plugged in.
I was
But
plugged in.
a lot of us don't see these video game adaptations coming. Now, even though we saw this one open at 80, I wouldn't be surprised to see it happening again, because I didn't feel like there was a lot of buzz for the first one, and this one's just going to jump all over it again. Even if people didn't like it, this next generation loves these films. I would be hard pressed to say this pulls a Megan 2. I just don't see that happening. Could it? Sure, I guess it could, but it still is in a pretty good place as we go into the holiday season. It's got a pretty good window there.
Yeah, I think the people who were supposed to like this movie liked it. I mean, you can't really look at critics, when it comes to these movies, and they're not for us. And so I do think it's probably going to do just as well. I think it is going to expand this mythology, because I think the big thing about this game series is that there's this whole mythology involved with it, and they are doing it in the movies. And I think these young people are going to be very into it.
Yeah. Do we know if Matt Pat is in this one? Because that was a huge thing in the first one, that I think he was a Twitcher, a streamer. Matt Pat did a cameo in this movie. Do we know of any elements like that are very FTF for the fans, that they're going to lose their minds for, like they did when Matt Pat played a waiter in the first movie?
I haven't heard a thing, but again,
okay,
not my wheelhouse. It's one of those things where it's going to destroy the box office that weekend. There's nothing. I mean, Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair comes out, but that's for cinephiles and Quentin Tarantino freak shows. Really, only you got to sit through. What is it, you guys? Is it 4.5 hours? What is the whole bloody affair?
I think so. Is the whole bloody affair, Kill Bill, is that reordered so everything's chronological, or it's just the two movies played back to back?
That I don't know. Actually, it would be interesting. I saw that they were doing previews for that. I wish I would have had time to go see it. But again, they said that was opening wide. It's hard to imagine you get more than like 2 showtimes a day,
right?
At the theater. So again, outside of, there's a lot of smaller films opening, as there are all through December, but nothing with any substance. Five Nights will absolutely kill it that first week of December.
Well, what I've heard of about Kill Bill is that it's the 2 movies, and there's lyric videos also included in it, because obviously, that's the way of the future.
You got to have lyric videos.
Yeah, Taylor Swift, of course, made her film and had lyric videos, and that saved cinemas, according to Pat.
Listen, October would have been DOA if she didn't save cinemas.
Yeah, and so I think Tarantino saw that and thought, here we go. Finally, I can do my vision, because a Maverick went ahead of me. And now I can do my Kill Bill with lyric videos like I've always wanted to do.
So, I think Five Nights is going to be huge. Like you said, Jeff, it's not going to pull a Megan 2.0, because it's not switching genres. Yeah. Freddy Fazbear isn't suddenly in a romantic comedy or an action star. It's still a horror movie for teens. So it should. I mean, could it open to like 90 million? Could it do bigger than the first one? That would be fantastic to start December with some opening that big.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's so hard to predict this one, but it would not surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. And, Blumhouse needs this. They haven't had a great year. This would be a good 1-2 punch with Black Phone 2 and Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Put them back on track.
Yeah. Yeah, Jason Blum needs this. He went on his, after Megan 2.0, he went on his Mea Culpa tour, went on an actor's podcast, begged for forgiveness. He needs this to be a hit, and then he doesn't have to go on podcasts for a long time if Freddy's a hit. So, it's pretty much got the weekend to itself. There's a Merrily We Roll Along stage play to screen Fathom event we don't have to talk about. Following week in December, you mentioned Hamnet. That goes wide. I don't know. That's going to do nothing, probably.
Yeah.
Right? It'll get its Oscar nominations, but I feel like it tops out at 11 million total domestic.
That's my call. I think it probably makes 12.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be positive, guys, and go 12.5.
Okay.
But I think you're right on there. It just looks like the most boring slow burn ever. It just does. And unfortunately, hey, some cinephiles are gonna love that. I don't mean to knock them, but as far as the multiplex masses go, and that's who we are here for, they will not even know this exists. Even I think it's up for 10 Oscars.
Paul Mescal means less than nothing as a theatrical star. I mean, absolutely nothing. Him playing Gladiator, I think, kind of hurt his whatever emerging star power he had, because he just was so overmatched in that movie that you come out of Gladiator and be like, that guy's not a movie star. But he's in movies. This will get its Oscar nominations, but it's not going to do anything at the box office.
I also think two things. It's a very sad subject matter. I'm not sure if people want to see that right now in the theater. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Also, it sounds like someone's doing a parody of Hamlet starring animated pigs, and if
which would be awesome.
Which I think would be great, and that's the movie they should have done.
Hamnet should be a character in Zootopia. Should be a
Shakespearean pig actor.
Yes. That is the best use of Hamnet, is not this Hamnet movie, but it's a character in Zootopia that puts on plays, and that would be gigantic.
Wasn't there an animated film from Illumination where they were all singing karaoke? There was a big porky pig in that one. His name
was
Sing.
Yeah, Sing.
Yes, Hamnet should be a pig and Sing.
Sing 3 should have Hamnet in it.
Yes. That's the only chance Hamnet has at the box office, if he's an animated piggy.
And then there's somehow James L. Brooks is coming out with a film that weekend too, Ella McKay.
Is there any chance this is good, Jeff? I want this to be good.
Listen, it might be, in the same way that, some of us still think Woody Allen movies are pretty good to watch.
Don't sleep on Rifkin's Festival.
Yeah.
When it finally gets a wide release. Yes. Listen, I went to, a couple of years ago, I was in Paris on one of my vacations.
Yeah.
And Paris is a movie town. Every movie theater that I passed by on that marquee, and this is about 2 years after it had come out, Rifkin's Festival still playing.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was pretty good. Ella McKay is like James L. Brooks's
Rifkin's Festival.
Woody Harrelson's in it. Emma Mackey.
So Emma Mackey is playing Ella McKay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but again, like, you guys,
he should have changed the name of the character to just the actress's name at that point.
Yeah, this is like the intro to it. This is like a pilot to a TV series. That's what it's going to feel like when you watch this thing. So again, this will just get buried because obviously Avatar: Fire and Ash opens the next weekend. No theater wants to save screens for Ella McKay after that. You know what I mean?
This weekend, December 19th. Is a big one. It's got Avatar: Fire and Ash. It's got the SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants.
Yeah.
And it's got The Housemaid.
All right.
Now, let's talk Housemaid. Okay. Yeah. Jeff is throwing his arms up. Pat and I were at BOHQ.
We were at the water cooler. It got heated at the water cooler.
It got heated at the water cooler.
It does.
Because you can tell when it gets heated at the water cooler when the water starts boiling.
Yes.
It just starts boiling in the bottle.
It was a kettle. It was a kettle. It wasn't a water cooler.
Yeah, it became a kettle. And so we just want to get your take, number one, on Sydney Sweeney and how her career has been going and what you think The Housemaid could do.
Yeah, because my prediction here, Jeff, just to let you know, we talked about this a few weeks ago. I do think within 5 years, Sydney Sweeney will be a cast member on a city of Real Housewives. I do not think she will be a movie actress. She will be a Real House. And I'm saying she'll be a very featured one, a very popular. character on the Housewives. I'm not saying she's going to go away, but she will be at BravoCon, not the Oscars, in 5 years. That's my prediction.
And Jeff, I will say, I think 5 years from now, she will be in the 5th slot, nominated for an Oscar.
Okay.
And be happy to be nominated. I'm not saying she's going to win an Oscar, but I think she will be up there.
I think she'll be nominated for those awards that Bowen Yang does on Bravo. I think that is what she'll be. So, all to say,
do you think she'll win a Le Culturistas award?
Yes, I think she'll win a Le Culturistas award for her performance on that season of Real Housewives of Orange County. Okay. So, all that said, Jeff, this Housemaid movie feels like it's a big deal for Sydney Sweeney. It's kind of a must-win Game 7. What do you think?
It's a big win for Lionsgate, I think. I feel like they actually have lightning in a bottle here. They were the ones who released the original Knives Out, right? And the original Knives Out just kept playing and playing and playing. It was just something different. And that's what Housemaid feels like. I think it's based on a best-selling book, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And so it already has that going for it. It has the female demo, as they say. And if we look at everything else that has come out this holiday season, it does not, that is not really represented outside of, Wicked. So, this is almost a month after Wicked. Housemaid is going to do box office. This thing's going to play through January, maybe even into Valentine's Day. And Sydney Sweeney will be crowned the queen, whether she deserves it or not after Christie. It's hard to say, but Amanda Seyfried, Paul Feig knows how to craft a yarn. Right? Like he knows what he's doing.
But he's been relegated to streamers.
He has. I
mean, his style, I feel, might be a little played out. That's my fear, is that this is not going to resonate with Gen Z. It might be an elder millennial play.
Yeah, but I think there's room for that to still be a hit, and you're not even hitting Gen Z. I just think that this is the one that people will go see if you're not into all that fire and ash hitting you in the face.
Wow.
This thing may not open huge, but it's going to have legs, and that's and will Sydney Sweeney, because of the success of this, will have prime pickings for these next few roles. And I agree with Clayton that she might hit something big, and maybe she will get nominated, but she definitely is going to work with the biggest directors. I mean, maybe she's in the next Scorsese film. Like, she is going to be picked up by some big name directors if this is a big success, I think.
So Jeff just cut the shit on you.
He cut the shit. He cut the shit.
I'm just saying it's possible she ends up where you say she's going to end up, but I think give her 20 years. Let her play it out. Let her go back to Spokane, Washington, where she's from, and really get into that, that Republican vibe that they got going on there. Maybe she'll hole up with some guns, and maybe we'll have Real Housewives of Spokane, Washington, which is what everybody really wants in the first place.
I think that's the perfect spinoff someday is Real Housewives of Spokane.
20 years is not 5 years, Pat. 20 years is not 5 years. It's at least 4 times as long.
So I think we're all on the same page in that this house guest? I keep wanting to say house guest, but it's not. It's not house. It's not Goldie Hawn and Steve Martin.
Yeah.
She's a Housemaid. It is Game 7 for her, and if it's a hit, and she wins Game 7, she's won the World Series. And
I love how you picked the World Series as this important Game 7.
World Series just did baseball playoffs just did its biggest ratings in years. Baseball's hot. Baseball's red hot. It's red hot. You're gonna look foolish if you say it's not. I want to stop you right there. If you say
it's hot right now, but I mean it's not an NBA Finals Game 7.
It's bigger than that. But
wow,
that's why I can't bring you on to the Streamo Boys when I inevitably get there, because you're making yourself look foolish. But she's got to win this one, and maybe she does. But I think this is going to bomb. And if that happens, then I do think she is in a bad way. If this bombs. If it's a hit,
Yeah.
then you're right. She's going to get a lot of offers. I think no matter what, she's going to be a Bond girl. I don't think that matters. It's never mattered for, again, I think she's Denise Richards.
Yeah.
So
This guy loves to say Denise Richards.
but
Well, she was pretty attractive. I mean, the
no,
talent.
I think she's Denise Richards. But we watched this trailer before when we were at the water cooler, and even Clayton, who is Sydney Sweeney's going to get an Oscar someday,
Nominated.
said the trailer the movie looks bad.
The movie looks bad because I don't think that Paul Feig has added any moves to his.
I'm not saying it's her fault if it's bad, but if
his repertoire.
If this movie needs to be good to be a hit, some movies don't need to be good to be a hit.
Not necessarily. When you look at This Ends With Us, that is not a good movie, and that was a hit.
But this is not that type of movie. This is a
it is this is an
thriller.
airport.
If this
is
an
airport novel.
Yeah.
This is an airport novel. It does not have to be great.
This does have to be good.
No,
it's different than a romantic.
People
drama.
have to like it. That does not mean it has to be good.
Sure.
People who want to like it need to like it. We are not the main demo for this, Pat.
This is
This is for the gals to go out and enjoy themselves.
I don't think it's the same as a romantic drama. It has to be better than that type of movie needs to be to be a hit.
I feel like what Clayton is also saying here is that the genre of this movie is something we haven't seen for a while. We used to get Hand That Rocks the Cradle films and Fatal Attraction films all the time, and they were huge hits in the 80s and 90s. And sometimes a genre that has been ignored really ignites things like, oh my God, well, I've never seen a film like this since 1996, and that's kind of how it feels like when I watch the trailer for Housemaid. I'm like, this is a return to something that was once very popular and hasn't been done really well for a long time. It doesn't even have to be done that well. It just has to hit the same notes that The Hand That Rocks the Cradle and Fatal Attraction did. And, those are the things that I feel like, I just feel like, maybe if this is a hit, we'll see a couple more of these, 2 or 3 more of these thrillers with some big stars in it, But
I mean, this is the sort of movie that's been relegated to Lifetime network and streamers. It's getting a big theatrical release. And if it does scratch an itch, like Jeff is saying, it could be very big. But it's not going to scratch an itch for me because I ain't itching for it.
Yeah, I think you're underplaying, though, how those type of movies, Hand That Rocks the Cradle, Single White Female, they're not just young people or just female plays. Like, the version of you when those come out would have to go to those movies. Like, this is not, again, a romantic drama, ladies' night out. If this is an 80s, 90s thriller, it is execution dependent because Single White Female, good movie, made money. Hand That Rocks the Cradle, good movie, made money. The Crush with Alicia Silverstone, right? Was she the Crush?
Yeah, of course she was the Crush.
Bad movie.
This proves that this guy is not Gen X. This proves that you are a millennial. The fact that you had to be like, wait, was Alicia Silverstone and Crush?
I was trying to think which one had Lara Flynn Boyle, which one. But all to say is there's movies that are good in that genre and they do well, and then movies that aren't and don't do well. This movie has to be good. And if it is, it could be a hit. But if this is a bad version of these movies, it's not going to be a hit.
If it's terrible, then it won't do well. But if it scratches enough of the itch, then it'll be right. It'll be a hit.
And based on the trailer, it looks like it might not be executed well, but maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't think it will be. I think this is... See, I do think, Jeff, let's keep going into December. I think this is going to get...
How long till Squidward is on a housewife show? When do you think Squidward is finally going to fall into the basement of Bravo television?
I think Squidward goes into the Vanderpump universe.
You think Squidward's hanging out with Jax?
Yeah, hanging out with Jax.
Do you think Squidward starts working at the restaurant instead of the Krusty Burger or whatever?
This SpongeBob...
Does he work at Krusty Burgers, Squidward? I don't know any of this. He would know. You're a millennial. You know this stuff.
I just know the memes.
Okay.
So we're over we haven't even talked about Avatar: Fire and Ash because we had to spend a half hour on the Sydney Sweeney remake of Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Yeah, well, because somebody has an axe to grind with Sydney Sweeney. I didn't start this.
But Avatar: Fire and Ash, Jeff, is this going to be the biggest movie of the year? Will this end up having been bigger than Minecraft and Wicked?
Yes. You're looking at #1 release of 2025. Do we even question Cameron anymore? We are mere mortals. He is taking the clay and shaping it and giving the audiences the screensavers that they want and deserve. You know, how could you not love what is on the screen in 3D? How could you not want to pay $25 for this fabulous screensaver that will just melt your eyeballs? 134 million is what the sequel, The Way of Water, opened with. I think it. I don't know if it'll. Honestly, the tough thing is because it was so long between the first and the second. It was all over. Do you remember? Everybody had those numbers all over the place.
We went really high.
Yeah. And it's possible this goes higher, but I think somewhere right in about the same place actually sounds pretty good. Maybe a little less because, like I said, Housemaid, SpongeBob, David. There's a lot of films in theaters now, and plus a lot of these big IMAX screens, 3D theaters, they're going to be sold out, and people may wait. And obviously, we know the holiday season, the Christmas season. It's a long play for box office. It is the best time for the box office. So sometimes, you get busy with the holidays and you don't go right away. But yes, overall, this still becomes, a 2 billion worldwide. I don't even think that's a question. Maybe it doesn't get to 2.3 billion like the second one did, but I still think 2.1 billion is a great number. And obviously most of that's going to be international. Probably do 1.6, 1.7 billion there alone.
Wow. So that second one, it had two things. It had the long wait. So it did have a lot of sort of pent up, like super fans couldn't wait for this to come out. You don't have as long of a wait for this one. So there is a chance that they're not as pent up. But I feel like the Avatar fans, they're always pent up.
Oh,
right?
the hardcore. I mean, this is the only thing that gives their lives meaning.
Yes.
Like they're waiting for
they're pent up.
Their return to Pandora.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I mean, those are the people that will see this a million times. And then, listen, I am not excited for this movie at all. I'll tell you, I don't feel the excitement for this movie. And I've said this on past episodes. I don't have excitement for this movie. We have tickets to IMAX 3D. And once I sit in that seat, I'm going to be so excited. I'm going to be more excited than I probably have gotten since the last Avatar movie. And then as soon as I leave that theater...
Not since the last Sydney Sweeney movie. You haven't been this excited when you...
Since Christie?
Eden, since Christie,
yeah. Eden. So you don't even know the release. The Eden was before
How
Christie.
Could I have forgotten Christie?
But Jeff, if you were an actor, a young actor, wouldn't you want to sit at the foot of Ron Howard and learn from a master? Or would you say, no, thank you. I don't want to work with a master because Pat from the BO Boys is going to give me shit about it.
Well, Pat, let's be honest, Pat is transitioning to the Streamo Boys. So whether he is a hardcore BO boy or not is actually, I think it's in question right now.
Here's what I can see happening. He is trying to submarine Sydney Sweeney's career so that when he becomes a Streamo boy.
Yeah, when I have a Bravo podcast.
She will be doing, will be doing Streamo stuff so that he can then be talking about her so much, have her on the show as a guest. That is what's happening here. This is all a plan.
He knows me so well. He's all my moves.
Listen,
yet I'll still do them anyway.
Yeah.
This Avatar movie. The other thing I haven't been noticing is when the second one was coming out, everyone was making a big show online of we've all forgotten about Avatar.
There's no cultural relevance.
You don't hear that now. Now people kind of have just accepted these movies are huge. I'm going to go see it. My neighbor's going to go see it. Yeah. Everyone's going to go see this movie.
We're all going to go see it, and then we will instantly forget it, and then part 4 will come out possibly by a new director in like 3 years. You know,
See,
4 and
that's
5,
when
4 and
the
5 are
question
slated.
the question's going to be whether or not this is actually going to those movies will do anything, because I think Cameron is the guy here, and I
Yeah.
don't think that I mean that's way down the
That's
line.
yeah, but you're right, Clayton. That's when they fall off for sure.
Now, real quick, David from Angel Studios. Now, Angel Studios always has their scam, and this one I think is their craziest one of all. So this is about David versus Goliath, the famous story.
Okay.
And so supposedly, if you send in a video of you knocking over someone larger than you get a free ticket to this movie.
Wow.
Hey,
Now, I think. Sorry.
Oh,
yes.
I'm just saying, which one of you is bigger than the other? Like, who's taller?
I'm bigger.
Okay, so Clayton could knock you over and get a free ride.
And get a free ticket, right?
You could try for sure. And
Yeah.
it would be great for our YouTube numbers.
Okay,
I just fear the litigation here, because knocking over someone larger than you is, it can be fun if they're in on it. But if you're going up to a stranger and you're pushing them down and you're, pushing people off ladders, like that'll count.
Yeah.
People on stilts, you're knocking them over. This could cause a lot of damage. So I just think Angel Studios is going a little bit crazy here, because they're trying to recover from the last movie they did where they had the Nazi tape and they had to make the caution tape with the swastikas on
poster,
it. And they had to they had to make all that caution tape with swastikas on it. And I just think that this is a bad look for Angel Studios.
Yeah. This is it. Listen, it's really tough. The original scam for Sound of Freedom is going to be one of the great movie scams of all time. Every ticket you buy,
and they'll never reach those heights again.
No.
Angel Studios will not be around in a few years. They will be a streamo. Probably Netflix will buy them. Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, so Sydney Sweeney will be doing Angel Studios movies.
Yeah, she'll be doing Angel Studio films in Spokane, Washington. That's where they'll be headquartered. A lot of religious people hang out there.
I think she'll be doing Angel Studios reality streaming content. That is what she'll be doing in 5 years.
That sounds fun to me.
So December 25th, Christmas, we got some big ones coming out, and I'm going to list all 3 first. And Jeff, I want you to just tell me if you think any of these are going to be a bomb. Just say the title. So the 3 movies: Anaconda, Marty Supreme, Song Sung Blue. Is there a bomb in there?
There's a couple bombs in there, I think, actually. I think the Sir Timothy Chalamet will kill it with Marty Supreme. That will probably be nominated for Best Picture as well. He will probably win Best Actor. It's no surprise that we all love Timothy Chalamet. He is the Chalamet of our times. Marty Supreme looks like a Coen Brothers film from back in the day. Everything about it screams this is going to be a surprise box office hit. Not that anything that Chalamet is like a surprise, but this is just something different that's coming out. Anaconda, you guys saw this trailer. WTF, guys? WTF are they doing? It might do a little business with some Gen Xers that remember what this was, but the new kids, I don't think the kiddies are going to buy this shit. It is probably it's one of those films that probably should have been made for Netflix. Like that's what it looks like. Like someone at Netflix pitched a new take on Anaconda, which isn't really a new take. It's an old take, and this take is bad, guys. It just looks bad to me personally.
Wow.
If it's a hit, great for Sony, but we know Sony's record around Christmas, and it's not great. Song Sung Blue. Huge, like the oldies.
Greatest Showman.
Yeah, but nobody else is going to go see this thing, you guys. Focus Features might roll this thing out. I know there's a lot of Neil Diamond fans, but Neil Diamond fans are getting drunk. They're getting drunk at a bar, and they are not watching this thing. They would rather be in that bar just sipping some Hennessy. That just does not I don't think this appeals to audiences in this day and age. What do
So
you guys think about these?
on Song Sung Blue and those drunken Neil Diamond fans that are at bars, normally I'd say yes, they're at bars, they're bar flies. If you go through a pie chart of bar flies, 80% are Neil Diamond fans. They make up a huge portion of the barfly population. But Christmas time, those Neil Diamond fans, those barflies, they are at home with the family, whether they're divorced and they have to go to their mom's house or they go to their ex-wife's house because that's the one time of year they see the kids. They're at home. They can't be at the bar, and they're going to say, well, if I can't go to the bar, AMC has MacGuffin's bar. Let's go see a movie. Let's go see Song Sung Blue. So
You're so close on this, Pat. You're so close on this. But let me tell you, because there's experience in my family with this.
Mm-hmm. With alcoholism.
Well, there's experience with this. I'll just say.
Okay.
Is that people will be dragged from the bars. They'll be at the bars. They'll get the bar time in.
Right.
Dragged from the bar to the celebration, right? And then a way to placate them is you take them to AMC where there's a MacGuffins, so they can be with the family, but they can still, have
a drink in their hand.
Yeah,
while they're
tie one
shaking.
off. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and then they sit down and they see, they're hearing all these songs they love, right?
Yep.
Like, Crunchy Granola Sweets, Shiloh, I Am, I Said.
Yeah.
You Don't Bring Me Flowers, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Right? And so that's what's going to bring these people in. So I think this is going to be a pretty big hit. Greatest Showman. It's also going to get the people in that really just love Hugh Jackman.
That's a huge one. I mean,
your mom.
Moms love Hugh Jackman. I mean, we're here and I know you're in LA, big city, but we're in New York, the capital of the world. Hugh Jackman does these Broadway shows, one-man shows, and when he says I'm doing a week of shows, boom, tickets go immediately. The moms love Hugh Jackman. He is not controversial. He keeps his nose clean. And I think, I do think this is going to be such an easy, we're all these disparate family members that have nothing in common. An easy movie to see is going to be Song Sung Blue.
I think absolutely, and it's one of those things too where I just feel like he brings in people that normally don't want to see movies.
Yeah. I think that now Anaconda
is gonna. That is a laughless trailer.
Anaconda,
that is a laughless trailer. It is lifeless and laughless.
Yeah,
it is going
tough.
to eat shite.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that Jack Black
I was
is
going
in
to say,
it.
Jeff, do you think Jack, I mean, he is a movie star, obviously more of a kid star, but
yes,
he is one of the rare people who still is a movie star. I feel like he's going to open this to some degree if it falls off a cliff, but he's a movie star. Paul Rudd is very famous for being in movies. I think they'll open it.
You know how this goes, guys, though. This actually opens on Christmas Day with Avatar, The Housemaid, SpongeBob, all doing considerable business from the week before. It doesn't leave much for these new films on that weekend. And, Christmas weekend, there's a lot of shit going down. So the thing that these three films need to do, they need to survive that weekend so they can play in January. Now you guys think Song Sung Blue is going to do that. And I think, in metropolitan areas, it might. I just don't think this has what it takes for the multiplex masses. It's not an actual Neil Diamond biopic. That's going to hurt it. Anaconda will not play in January. There are other crappier films out there that audiences want to see, and by crap fest I mean fun for genre lovers.
Mm-hmm. Kids don't want comedies like Anaconda.
No,
they don't want that. That's not what they want.
Nobody wants that film.
Nobody wants it.
And that will be like, what was that Spider-Man spinoff? Kraven the Hunter. Remember that opened?
Wow.
Kind of over Christmas and just got obliterated. That's what's going to happen to it. Anaconda.
Wow. a Craven the Hunter situation. Yeah, I mean, listen, Jack Black and Paul Rudd, this feels like a thing that they're really excited about. And if this opened in 2011, I'd say
forget about it.
Forget about it.
This is going to make a better drunk day drinking with Seth Meyers segment than a movie.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to. Listen, if you get those two day drinking and then you get them on Lad Bible,
those will be fun.
Baby.
And
Those
they're tasting UK versus American snacks, I'm in, but I ain't seeing Anaconda.
Yeah. So Marty Supreme, when you say hit, are we talking an uncut gems? Like this will make 50 plus million as an A24 movie. That's what
I'm talking about.
Yeah. And
that's a great number for A24, and for what this is, it didn't cost that much, I think, to make. I don't know what Chalamet's number is these days, but he seems to work with people he wants to work with. So I bet they can get him on the cheap, right now. Yeah. When he does Wonka and stuff, that's when he gets his big payday. When he does Dune, he's getting his paydays.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's definitely going to do that. And I wonder if there's any potential for it to break out to do what the Dylan movie did, because that got to 70 domestic, over 100 worldwide. Yeah. That feels like the high end of Marty Supreme, because it's not IP, it's fully original. I mean, Marty Supreme, if people go, they're going because it's Timmy. Like, this is a full-on movie star vehicle.
This is I'm on the poster, boys. This is my poster.
Yeah. And Paltrow's back, and that is it's being promoted a little bit, but not even all that much. Like, they don't even need that to get people to go. I think that's just an extra bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And then Josh Safdie becomes the top tier Safdie, because we saw what happened with the other Safdie earlier with Dwayne Johnson. Yeah. We all saw that.
Well, he's going to be directing the Sydney Sweeney reality show in 5 years.
He might be on it. He likes to be in front of the camera. My prediction is Benny Safdie is
Benny
a cast member on this.
Yes, I agree. Benny goes in front of the camera from now on, which is fine.
And quickly, before we move on, I just want to make a clarification about, I was talking about the familial experience with the people at the bars.
Right.
I'm not talking about, of course, my father, Huey Lewis, a great man, never had any sort of issues like that.
No.
Talking about other people in my family.
No. Or your mom, who is, of course,
Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney Weaver has never
David Thompson or as a co-host.
Has a glass of wine and once in a while.
Yeah, just at the holiday. Yeah.
Just around the holidays. Just to be clear.
So
it's cleared up for me. Thank you, Clayton.
So
you're welcome,
January is going to rely on a lot of these Christmas movies playing. Avatar what do we think in terms of just rankings? Do we think Avatar is going to have a run where it's number one at the box office for like 3 or 4 weekends straight? What movie, let's have this as a prediction, Jeff.
Yeah,
what movie ends Avatar's a streak of being number one at the weekend box office? When do you think that ends? Because I don't think it's going to be one of the Christmas movies.
No, it's not going to be one of the Christmas. Nobody's going to top that there. If we look at what the other one did, let's just go down week to week. It did 134, 63, 67, jumps up 45, 32, 20 million in week 6 is what the sequel made. 15 in week 7. So if you look at this, is there any of these films? Can MGM's Mercy with Chris Pratt? No. No, it's gonna bomb. We all know that. Okay, so forget that one. That's not gonna even happen. And if I'm looking at it correctly, then it probably wouldn't even happen. I mean, until Wuthering Heights in February 13th.
So you don't think there's a January movie? I mean, let's use this to.
So. I mean, unless 28 years later, the Bone Temple, like, people were so turned off by, it seemed like 28 years later, that would be the only wild card, but that's only that'd be like week 1, 2, 3, 4, that'd be week 5. So that would mean that film would have to probably get over 32 million. And I just, do you guys think the Bone Temple can do that?
No. I don't think so. I think, that people didn't love the summer release one, even though I think this one is supposed to be more action oriented and probably will be more of an audience pleaser. I think there's a little Tomb Raider trap here where people didn't love the last one, so this one won't open as big, even if it's better.
And
so
the trailer is a ripoff, a way less potent version of that great trailer that got people to go to the first movie.
Yeah,
in this
that
trilogy.
sort of tricked people, even though I did like that first one. All right, let's throw out just a wild card of maybe a movie that could just go nuts in January.
Go bananas?
Go bananas.
Oh, no, you're not talking about
We watched
Jeff.
the trailer before we got on air. This is what calmed us down after the Sydney Sweeney debacle. January 9th, a movie from Paramount called Primate opens wide. It is about teenagers hanging out at a fancy mansion. One of them has a pet monkey, and the monkey goes nuts and starts killing people. Is it Benny? Was that Benny was the name of the monkey? Benny don't swim, right? Don't they say Benny don't swim in the movie?
Is it Benny? It might be Benny, yeah.
Didn't we already see this film? Like, wasn't it part of oh God, what's his name? Nope. Wasn't it a Nope?
There's a scene, and everyone.
Yes, where this monkey.
And everyone loves that scene, even if people don't like that movie. They love that scene.
Yeah, I just, you guys. I mean, this isn't Universal doing the Cocaine Bear. That's what you guys are thinking, right? It's Cocaine Bear style.
Oh, it's gonna be better than Cocaine Bear. It's not gonna be a comedy. It's a real horror movie.
Oh,
and
man.
there's a pool that's suspended above a cliff, and the monkey uses a car door opener to open the trunk.
I know. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna throw this out at you, Jeff, because this trailer, and we invoked the name of a movie from the 90s earlier called Single White Female.
Yes.
This Primate trailer ends with there's some guy who shows up. He gets into bed. He doesn't know that this monkey is loose killing everyone. He thinks he's talking to his girlfriend in another room, and he's talking about whatever. And then the reveal, the covers come up, and the monkey's there, and then the trailer ends. Like the monkey's going to kill this guy.
Yeah.
This trailer is teasing a single white. Everyone knows the scene I'm invoking from Single White Female, where Steven Weber thinks that he's getting his sponge bobbed by one person and it's someone else. I think this Primate movie is going to have a scene where this guy thinks there's someone else under the covers doing something to him, and then it's the monkey. And if that happens, if that is in this movie, and that becomes something that people expect in this movie could open to 50 million easy. If there is a single white female Steven Weber under the covers type scene, except it's a monkey, not Jennifer Jason Leigh.
It's January 9th.
So I mean, weekend 4 of Avatar, Fire and Ash.
Yeah.
Primate would have to do what, like 50 million, you think, to be number one?
Yeah, it would have to do somewhere along those, 45 million at least.
If that scene is in this movie.
Yeah, absolutely not. Greenland 2 will make more than that film opening weekend, and that's not saying much.
Okay, well, we love Gary Butler, and we're happy for that. But you are okay. I think you are seriously underestimating Primate.
I am, and I will double down on it, guys. If Primate opens above 45 million, I will buy you each a monkey in real life, and we will figure out how that happens. But I will get you each monkeys.
Okay.
I will.
I love that.
I love that, and we're terrified of monkeys, but I mean.
It's 45 million is the number. If it does it, you guys each have brand new monkeys in the family.
Wow. And then when we have guests on the show, we could say, would you like to pet my monkey?
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
Pet him, love him, we would say. Yes.
Yes. Love my monkey. Yeah. And that is how highly I think of the chances of Primate happening. But now that I said that, I will start researching where to purchase these monkeys. Howler monkeys, smaller monkeys. I don't want you guys. I know New York is limited in space. Clayton, I think, has a bigger place. But Pat, usually small, so I don't want to get a giant monkey for her.
Yeah, and I live with my wife, and she would actually
yeah.
love. She grew up in the hills. She loves
Okay.
animals. She would want a monkey, probably.
Okay.
So
Now, there's a movie that's coming out that I haven't heard anything about.
okay,
It's a Universal movie. James Wan is producing this film.
Yeah.
Soulmate?
That is the Megan offshoot. It's like, I think it's from the same company like who made Megan, makes these soulmates for adults so you can mate for life with the robot. It's
a erotic thriller.
Yeah. And that's not for kids and it's not for adults. That's gonna bomb too. So Greenland 2 takes that. Greenland 2 takes the week.
This is story by James Wan, Phil Lord, Christopher Miller, Ingrid Bisu, and Raphael Jordan.
So Jeff, is this a situation where it takes place in the Megan verse, which sounded like a good idea coming off of the first Megan?
Yes. And now they're burying this thing. That's why you haven't heard about it. You won't hear about it until the week before, but Primate will beat it probably because it does look a little more interesting. And
Primate's going to do more than beat it, according to Pat.
Yeah,
exactly. Primate's
again, everyone go watch that scene. I'm sure it's on YouTube or Mr. Skin from Single White Female. Now imagine it's a monkey instead of Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Guys, I don't know what's on my roof. I'm out here in my office. I think there's a raccoon, but it might be a primate. I know I've been talking shit about primates. I really hope I have a skylight here, and I hope that something doesn't if it does, you'll know the primate got me. Paramount got to me. I just want it to be known that this was probably a Paramount hit on me because of what I said about Primate, guys.
If you on this podcast in a promotional sort of, like tie-in to Primate, get ripped apart by a primate on StreamYard.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have to make sure that in your will, these monkeys get to us because that movie is going to open to over 45.
Yeah, that is going viral for sure. I'm kind of just watching, so don't mind me. I'm just looking up there. I hear something swinging from the tree now. It might be a cat. It could be a raccoon, but there are black bears, that wander. California state animal is a black bear, guys, for a reason. These bears, but a bear, is there primates here? I don't know. They could escape from the LA Zoo, I guess, right?
Well, doesn't the primate from Better Man live near you? Doesn't he rent a pool house somewhere around?
Yeah, I think he does. In fact, I think in the valley where I live, there is a group that trains these animals, these primates for films, and I do think they live close by. So that is possible. It's possible. I'm saying.
I love it. I love that these monkeys are loose and they're doing single white female scenes. So. Yeah, Soulmate's going to do nothing. Quickly, Greenland 2 Migration from Lionsgate starring Jerry Butler. Greenland 1 was a COVID streaming release, right? Or it had a minor theatrical, but most people would have seen it on PVOD and HBO probably. Yeah, that is a movie that, Clayton, you and I did watch that together, not in theaters, on TV.
At home, yeah.
And we...
Liked it
a lot. Is there any kind of audience? I mean, they made a second one, so obviously the Streamo PVOD numbers were good enough for that. Jerry Butler's an early January guy, playing early January. What are we thinking? This opens at 12.5 million, gets a 32 million situation?
Yeah.
I think it does Plane. I think it's like Plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, all day. That's what he does nowadays. And Gerard, that big energy will carry him to 12.75 million.
Yeah. It's the plots of these though feel pretty big for the level of movie this is because one thing you do one plane crash and then otherwise he's just like fighting in a fake jungle. He's basically fighting in little buildings that they're using over and over again. Greenland 2 Migration feels like this is about, climate change. How are they going to have this be a Lionsgate movie that's produced for 26 million total?
Well, and most of that is drug money that funded that. I think that's how Lionsgate usually operates by foreign foreign drug money. You know, as long as if we get a trilogy out of Greenland, you know, I think all is good with the world. You know, that's all we can hope for. That's the most we can hope for.
I'm looking forward to this. 28 years later, Bone Temple, we all think is going to do probably like half of what the one that do we think it'll get to the end of the trilogy? Will this movie make enough that they'll make the third of the proposed sequel trilogy?
No, they reboot it. They reboot it in 28 more years.
Wow.
They'll reboot it.
Wow. Okay, so you're thinking this is a full-on. This will be.
Yeah, this is the end of the road. Yeah, because I like Nia DaCosta. I think I think you guys are right. Like, this is going to be a really interesting artsy film, and guess what? Mainstream will be like, we're not touching that thing. And unfortunately, it'll probably be a lot better than the other film. But obviously, in the box office, that's not going to help.
What is Charlie the Wonder Dog from Viva Pictures? Is this anything? I mean, last year we had what was the dog movie that was a big hit?
Dogman.
Is this a potential Dogman? Is this Charlie the Wonder Dog a half man, half dog like Dogman was?
No, absolutely. This is half of nothing. This is a half of a nothing burger, as most Viva Pictures are. Unfortunately, that's just, you know, they're throwing it out there. It's January. Ain't nobody in January except for avatars. And, you know, SpongeBob will still make more than that, 7 weeks later.
Wow. So I'm going to read off a bunch of titles. Tell me if there's anything here that's going to be worthwhile. These are movies from Night Patrol from IFC Films, Dead Man's Wire from Row K Entertainment, B-Roll from, and you have to explain to us what this is, B-Roll from Zerdy Studios, Clicker from Sony Pictures, Mercy from Amazon MGM, Return to Silent Hill from Iconic Releasing. Is there anything worthwhile?
Guys, people will be like Scott Mendelson will be saying how it's over, guys. Cinemas are closing, theaters are shuttering because nobody's going to these films.
Wow.
And he's not wrong, because this is one of the worst lineups I've seen in 25 years. And guess what? January and February are usually pretty bad, but this is something, guys, I'm telling you, we're in for a very cold winter at the box office. I know that you and I and Clayton, we get excited about some of these crappy films, but theatrical is going to be hurting, you guys, unless Avatar, Housemaid, and some of these other films actually bleed over into January and February. It's going to be pretty damn chilly.
Wow.
Sorry,
wow.
Guys.
Yeah, there's not
I hate to be so negative, you guys, and it's you know, I maybe I'll be visited by 3 ghosts this Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
or 3
know.
monkeys.
Or 3 monkeys. God, if it's 3 monkeys, that would be great.
3 monkeys, ghosts. That's what it'll be. The ghosts of 3 dead monkeys.
Yeah. But I look at this lineup, and it's kind of the dregs, the worst of the worst. Like, nobody even dared to program anything worthwhile. And if theatrical is going to survive, we can't have 2 months like this. We can't. Yeah. You just can't program films like this. We need what runs the world, guys. IP is running the world right now. We have to wait till the end of February to get Scream 7, and even that, you know, it'll do Scream 6-ish business. It's not gonna.
It'll do less than Scream 6.
Yeah,
I think.
I agree. It probably will. And then you have to wait, you know, until March. And March isn't even that strong either. So, guys, we can't just keep doing this over and over every year, where we wait until now March, April, you know, May to get these big films. I know we've been saying this like a broken record for decades, but you have to have big IP films throughout the release calendar, and especially in February, because, you know, the studios expect their December films to actually play into January. But this year, you know, outside of Avatar, even all of us don't agree that, you know, Housemaid will. So we're not sure what's going to actually play besides Avatar. Maybe Songs on Blue, maybe Marty Supreme, but
Primate.
Outside of that, guys, whoo-wee. Mercy just looks like it should have been put on Amazon and not released in theaters. That's not great for MGM. When I was at CinemaCon, which you guys will be this year, which is awesome. They did a whole skit on there, and it was embarrassing. It was really actually quite embarrassing. MGM has never done a presentation there, or haven't for a long time. So this was their big thing. And Chris was reenacting that he was in the chair, and there was just groans. It was just groans from people, theatrical people who should love this shit, because it's a one-time stage performance, and it was bad. And if it's bad, this movie is going to be really bad.
Is Mercy with which Chris is it again?
This
Chris
is
Pratt.
Freddy. Yeah.
Is that gonna get a real theatrical release, or is this a Netflix situation? This is getting a wide release where MGM is
Amazon. Yes. This is their big push, and you're going to see ads at this, playoff games. You're going to see big ads for this film, and it won't matter. It will not matter. They will, Amazon's going to use all that money that they made over Christmas and just flush it down the toilet on Mercy. It just doesn't have any appeal. Not for the multiplex masses. Anyways.
Now, Chris Pratt these last few years has pretty much been hiding out on Streamo. He does a movie. They announced as the most watched per minute per second thing that's ever been on television. Beat the finale of MASH. Whatever lies they tell you about these Chris Pratt Streamo movies. He's going to have a movie that's going to come out and have real box office. If Mercy comes out and, I'll say it, eats shit, opens to 11 million,
it'd be lucky to do that.
Does a Morbius drop? Does this actually affect Chris Pratt's star power? Because then there will be numbers. Then there will be Jeff Bock on Twitter. There'll be the BO boys on the show telling you what Chris Pratt's movie actually did. Is this a potential, not career ender, but this really changes things for him?
This is him. This is him on the poster. People, do you want to go see Chris Pratt in these films by himself? And I think we know the answer to that. It's not even the genre. It's the Chris Prattiness of the Prattiness is kind of played out in my estimation. If I were to cast someone for an action film or something coming up, I probably wouldn't go Pratt. There's other Chris's out there, and I think that Chris Pratt is following on the Chris scale.
Yeah.
But can we at least give him a little bit of respect for doing this? Because he could easily just hide on Streamo forever and never have to talk about box office until he's in Doomsday or another Marvel movie. He's putting it out there.
Well,
however you feel about this guy, and listen, he's got the Mario movies doing the voices for that. He's got Garfield, which didn't do that great, but there's going to be a sequel. So he does have life at the box office, just not with his face, with his Punim on a poster.
This is Punim.
So you got to give him a little bit of something for putting the Punim on the poster for a movie that's going to have to actually make money.
The thing on that though is I don't know if Chris Pratt, when he signed up for this, thought it actually would be in theaters, because he probably figured, I'm doing an Amazon movie, it'll be on Amazon.
Possible. Pat, that's a good point. I think that is actually a possibility. Although I'm sure the budget for this is like 75 to 100 million. Like it kind of looks big. The footage that I saw, it's like they spent a lot of money, but in the wrong places. So I don't know, but it's quite possible that this.
So he was just signing a bunch of contracts for a bunch of streaming movies.
Yeah.
And this one slid in, and he just put the John Hancock on it.
Yeah.
And then later they tell him, oh no, you're going to have to actually be in theaters. And he thought, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
I think he was like, I'm fucked, aren't I?
Yeah.
You fucked me, didn't you?
You fucked me. Yeah. Also the premise of that, it's a guy in a chair pleading to an AI judge not to kill him.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no.
That's the future. That's the future, Pat.
We've also seen, and he's the creator of this machine, and he's framed for a crime. I mean, we saw Steven Spielberg and Tom Cruise do this thing already in a much better way. So this is just, this does belong straight to Streamo, and Pat should be reviewing this, on Streamo Boys. Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. Next to the Real Housewives of Spokane with Sydney Sweeney and Benny Safdie. So, all right, January ends with a movie that Clayton and I really hope A, is great, and B, is a surprise overperformer. So you've got Sam Raimi, director of Evil Dead 2, one of the greatest movies of all time, and the Spider-Man movies. I mean, he's had huge box office. He's the one who revived Oz before Wicked.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's got Send Help with Rachel McAdams, which is a very cool premise where a woman who works in an office with a shitty boss,
Dylan O'Brien,
they get stuck on an island and now she's in charge. And it looks like a real old-fashioned Sam Raimi, crazy, gory, camera whipping around movie.
This looks like looks like the most fun in January. I'd be honest. You watching this trailer, you're like, this is a return to classic Sam Raimi form, and I love that he's doing this. Rachel McAdams looks. She could be the next Glenn Close. Coming out of this thing. She just looks like she just goes off her rocker, and it's going to be fun. The only thing is, are audiences still into these kind of films? Like, I know you. I think we're all in. But I do wonder if Sam Raimi has jumped the shark in terms of that younger audiences. Will they show up to his horror films? Or are we looking at 7.5 million? Even though it's great, you're looking at a subpar opening because 20th Century doesn't really know how to market their films yet. Disney does not do well outside of marketing, IP, and this is definitely not IP. So I think we can blame this already on 20th Century for not being able to know how to distribute this film. If this was a Universal film and a Blumhouse film, I feel like they'd be able to find a niche in there. And I don't know that 20th Century can pull this off, unfortunately.
I mean, I think if you were able to market this in a smart way and get the young people who are anti-capitalist,
hate their boss,
hate the idea of having a boss.
Yep.
Right? It's aspirational to end up somewhere with your shitty boss and they're there and you get to do whatever you want with
Get to wail on them.
to wail on them, right?
Yeah.
So I think if the ad people behind this can be strategic and get this to the right demo, I think it could take off. Rachel McAdams is somebody that people know from a Mean Girls, which is a rewatched movie for anybody.
Notebook. She's got a high Q score.
She's got a high Q score, especially young people rewatch these movies at sleepovers. They've grown up with her. And I think this could be really big if people know it's there.
Yeah.
That's going to be the biggest thing is, will people know it's out?
The 20th Century movie that you hope it follows the trajectory of is they are the studio that did Barbarian a few years ago. So maybe this opens to 10, 15 million and then word of mouth. This is another one where this has to be good.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is execution dependent. There's not a mediocre version of this that also does well. But if it's great, it could overperform. I mean, can you get, and I know Sam Raimi to us is as high as it gets, but...
Eat the wings?
Well, can you get, speaking of Barbarian, Zach Kreger to just last minute come on as a vanity executive producer, just so you could put his name in the commercials, or at least get him to vouch for this movie? Like you need.
I think you could get a pull quote. I think the way that
pull quote would
used
be big. Yeah.
Eli Roth recently for the Oz Perkins movie.
So a better version of that.
You get Zach Kreger. What better version?
Better than Keeper. Yeah.
You get Zach Kreger to give a quote.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be big, but you need the young people to feel like this is a movie for them. Because I think we're the demo for the star and the director, but we're not the demo that could make a horror movie a big hit, other than a Scream movie where
you know what you
we're
do?
all going like it's a holiday.
Next trailer, Charlie XCX song in it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, so if we go into February, just before we get to the movie I was thinking of, February 6th, Jeff, there's a slated, at least according to the numbers, Universal Studios Untitled Blumhouse event film opening wide. Is that true, or is that not a thing?
I don't know. We have it on our schedule too, but I haven't got updated from them. They don't usually, like, that'd be ridiculous if they actually tried to drop a film there now. They have no poster, they have no title. Unless it was something really cool like Cloverfield that we just weren't prepared for. So the only way that film is actually happening is that they're purposely not telling us what it is, and then could be something awesome. And that would be, if theatrical did that more, you know how they have like Screen Unseen and AMC, you know, and they have a certain thing like that at other theaters. If they would do more of that, I think you could get some big boffo box office just by keeping stuff secrets. Like these little genre films could be secrets, man. And especially if they're horror or sci-fi, people will show up in droves. So I hope that that's a real thing and that's what they're doing. But I think it's just going to be off the schedule and we're going to be left with Angel Studios Solo Mio with Kevin James. And that, you know, that's going to open at 1.6 million, you know, so.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Kevin James is a Angel Studios star. Very interesting.
Well,
wow.
Here's the thing. Blumhouse did acquire Saw.
Well, okay. Can they make one that fast though?
Okay.
So that's all I'm saying. We haven't heard anything.
Wait, they acquired Saw. It's not just. Is that true? It's not. Why wouldn't it be Lionsgate?
Yeah,
they acquired the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? Isn't that
Blumhouse buys Saw? This is from June 18th, 2025. Yeah. Blumhouse buys Saw franchise rights.
Yeah, I think I'd heard that too, Clayton. I thought that's what would happen. That's what.
So it's not Lionsgate anymore.
No, because Lionsgate had, you know, they couldn't keep their shit together. You know, they're hoping on the Housemaid.
Okay, so then
now, but Jeff, you were saying something else.
The Solo Mio?
No. You were saying that.
Is there any chance that this is a Saw movie? Is that possible? Because that would be gigantic.
That would be brilliant. Yes, and that would be absolutely the way to go. It just be silent about it, and then the week before it opens, say, "Hey, the new Saw is coming out," and people would lose their shit. You know, and this would be massive, like maybe the biggest Saw of all time. But that's what you can do in this genre, especially horror, because fans don't care. They don't need months of promotion. They just need to tell you, hey, there's a new Saw movie opening Friday, bro, and it's Thursday. Have you even heard of it? Hell no, we are going. Yeah, that's what you need.
Yeah.
And I wish Hollywood would do more crazy shit like that, because that's what it's going to take to save the industry. And not go streamo boys. You know, it really is. It needs to be refitted, retooled, and put a bigger engine in it, man, and just rev that shit up. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm tired of this pussyfooting around, putting Kevin James in a Angel Studios film. Like that is going to save that's going to keep killing. You're just getting stabbed in the goddamn box office heart every time you do a film like that and put it in theaters, you know?
Wow, so that is cutting the shit.
I'm just calling them out. And I felt like I had to because of how crappy this lineup is in the next couple months, you know?
Jeff, this is a safe space.
Yeah, I know. And I feel safe. And that's why I wouldn't have done it otherwise. Clayton, Pat, you guys make me feel safe. I could do the show in the nude and I wouldn't care. Because I trust you guys.
Neither would we.
And it would be great for our numbers.
Especially if the monkey attacks you while you're nude. I mean, that's even better.
That's what's going to happen in Primate. Again, everyone go to Mr. Skin, watch that scene from Single White Female, and instead of Jennifer Jason Leigh, it's going to be a monkey. That movie's going to be huge.
Don't give people AI ideas.
So, this is practical effects.
But I mean, people are going to then make AI videos of that.
Don't make it yourself with AI. See it in Primate in theaters in January. We need this. So, Charlie XCX, you mentioned her earlier, a song. That is a big part of the Wuthering Heights trailer.
Yes.
Charlie XCX has a song in this movie. Now, there are some rumors I'm going to throw out there. People are speculating that Wuthering Heights is going to be set in present day. The stuff that we see in this trailer, Margot Robbie, Jacob Elordi, are going to be possibly fantasies of the lead character, and it's a movie set in present day. That's the type of crazy that director Emerald Fennell might be pulling off. You could expect the unexpected with her.
Oh, yeah.
But either way, even if this is just a straight period piece adaptation, is this going to be a huge movie? Because it was a huge package for Warner Brothers. They spent a lot of money to get these stars, to get this package, to produce it. They're expecting big blockbuster tentpole movie. Comes out on Valentine's weekend. Could this be big, or does Margot Robbie, Jacob Elordi, the IP of Wuthering Heights mean jack all?
I feel like this is a great trailer, and I feel like I've heard oohs and ahs from mostly women, some men, but mostly women when they're watching it. There's a quiet whisper when this trailer comes on, and people are excited. So this I don't know if it does. What is it, Mr. Grey? What were the sexy films with Dakota?
50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that this is that level, but I do believe that they're onto something here. This is Valentine's Day. You can have a big hit. This is the one that knocks out Avatar, in my mind.
Wow.
From that epic run. So yeah, I think this has got potential. The only thing holding it back is Margot Robbie. As we all know, that is sometimes box office poison, and audiences have to look past Margot and see the bigger picture by Emerald, that she made something here that is must-see entertainment. And women will be there. Can you get their dates? They're probably. But this has, to me, in my mind, if anything pops in February, it's this film.
Just to stay on the Margot Robbie thing, if this were the same exact movie, but instead of Margot Robbie, it's either Emma Stone or Jennifer Lawrence, do you think then it's a slam dunk?
Yeah.
Like, no doubt hit.
Fuck yeah. If Emma Stone was in this looking as hot as she could, yeah, this thing would blow up. So
okay.
Margot Robbie, I think holds it back.
Wow. Okay.
I agree with that, but I don't think Jennifer Lawrence does anything more than I don't think she does much better than Margot Robbie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Emma Stone is the play. If that's Emma Stone, that's a huge move.
One also is Margot Robbie produced it. She's the one who brought around the package. You're not making this movie without Margot Robbie. So we don't think. I know.
What if it's Margot Robbie and Jared Leto? Your boy from way back.
My boy from way back.
What if it was Sydney Sweeney?
What if it was Jared Leto and Sydney Sweeney?
Oh, then, hell yeah.
Then opens to 150 million,
yeah.
Obviously. So, we don't think that, and I know there was the Big Bold Beautiful Journey, was a Big Bold Beautiful Bomb, but she was Barbie. You don't think that there is, I mean, you can't throw your hands up.
Yeah, because Barbie's Barbie. That's it. Barbie's Barbie.
Yeah. Barbie is Barbie. Darth Vader is Darth Vader. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's under that mask. And not to take anything away, because she was really good at Barbie, but anybody else in that role would have been really good in Barbie too. That's the thing.
Who do people talk about when they talk about that movie? They talk about Greta. They talk about Ken. They talk about Michael Cera. They talk about America. They don't talk about Margot Robbie.
They talk about Barbie. I think you're underselling Barbie a little.
They talk about Barbie. They don't talk about Margot.
Yeah.
So
where's the Barbie sequel, guys?
It's going to be on Netflix in 6 years.
Yeah, Netflix is going to buy Warner Brothers, and then it'll be a Barbie sequel to Dumb. So,
hey, boys, can we? I'm getting a few messages. Can we wrap this up in 9 minutes? At 7?
I think we're going to have to because looking at this slate, the only other thing really worth talking about is Scream 7.
Yeah.
So controversial movie, recastings. Jenna Ortega dropped out and for good reason, and the cast all deserted this movie.
Yeah.
Nev is back. Do we think this is an incoming disaster, Scream 11?
I think Clayton should lead because it feels like he has a lot to say about this one.
I love the Scream movies. Scream movies are the movies I watch when I'm feeling down and I need to make myself feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm talking Scream 1 to Scream 4. Not talking about 5 or 6. I do not rewatch 5 or 6.
They were hits.
They were hits, and they were hits. Yeah. And I think if this movie would have continued that trajectory, 6 was the biggest one ever, box office wise.
Yeah.
I think then this is a slam dunk. You get Jenna Ortega for as many scenes as you can in that 7th movie, right?
Yeah.
This movie opens the same or maybe a tick higher than 6. Right now, I'm a hardcore Scream fan. I will see this movie, but I don't think young people are going to see this movie. Young people don't give a shit about this. They cared about Jenna Ortega.
Mhm.
That's what they cared about.
Yeah.
And then they cared about Barrera after she got fired. They don't care about Nev anymore, unfortunately.
I mean, Jeff, do you think, because when the trailer dropped for this, and Twitter isn't real life, tweets are on ticks, but there was immediately from young people, especially, a huge backlash
boycott
this trailer. People are mad about why Melissa Barrera got fired, why Jenna Ortega left to back her up. Could this be a movie that, could this be Scream 4? This opens to 11 million and makes like 30 or 40 million total.
Yeah.
Like, do the young people fully desert this franchise?
Because this is Gen X's now. It's Neve Campbell, it's Courtney Cox, it's Kevin Williamson. This is not Scream 6, which opened at 44 million. You guys, are you kidding me?
God.
Did 108 domestic, 169 worldwide. Those are insane numbers. Paramount is insane for not continuing that trajectory. They are absolutely insane. And then they think they're going to buy Warner Brothers. I mean, come on, Paramount. What the fuck are you guys doing? No, guys, this is, top is 20 million, I think. You're probably looking at a 17, 18 million and then just fall off a cliff.
I think the hardcores go see it.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And if this movie is how I think it's going to be, I'm seeing it once and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah. Most people are right with Clayton there, I think. I think the box office believers show up, and then the non-believers just never even consider it part of the canon, and then they reboot this thing for Scream 8. They'll reboot it and then start again.
Wow.
This feels like a bookend,
Oh.
So could we possibly have 3 movies just called Scream?
Yeah.
Where there's just completely reboot Scream.
Scream 30-30.
Yeah.
I think
Scream 30-30. You think it's gonna
20-30? I think it takes 100.
It takes 105 years.
105 years. Yeah.
In the year 25. Yeah. No, 2028. Yeah, it comes back in a reboot, I think.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a disaster. Is there anything that we haven't mentioned yet, Jeff, that you think has got any breakout? There's just nothing. I'm
telling you guys, it is, unless there's that secret Blumhouse film that is Saw and Clayton and Pat and I all just lose our shit because it's such an awesome thing that Universal did. But we live in the reality of today and they just don't do that cool stuff anymore. Or maybe they never did. But we need a supercharge, and there's nothing supercharged about January or February, as I think you guys have seen. We can only hope that Send Help busts out and maybe Wuthering Heights. Other than that, guys, get ready to watch Avatar like 6 or 7 times.
Wow. And last thing, Jeff, as far looking ahead, who is going to own Warner Brothers by the time we do our spring preview? Who wins this sweepstakes, as they call it?
It's Netflix.
Wow.
They have the capital. They have the Streamo Bros behind them. And I just think this is their way to get those important filmmakers who kind of shit on Netflix because they're not giving them real releases. This now gives Netflix films and basically Netflix directors like Guillermo now a window now to release real theatrical films. So they need this. Netflix actually needs this to keep filmmakers, I think. And so the play is now we own WB, guys, so we can work on stuff here. We can work theatrical because obviously before it was Netflix first, our streamer customers first. Now they can play both sides, man. It is the play for Netflix. It absolutely is. If anybody else gets it, I don't understand why Netflix wouldn't just top the next bidder by 100 million or maybe another billion, because it's worth it to Netflix, and it honestly should happen that way. I don't like it. I don't like it at all because you lose Warner Brothers, We saw what happened to 20th Century. When you have consolidation, guys, that doesn't mean more movies coming down the pipeline.
Right.
It would be nice to think that Netflix, but we know Netflix, right, guys? They're not going to change. We know who Netflix is, and their DNA. Yeah, their DNA is let's put it in 200 theaters. So guess what? Warner Brothers films, yes, they get releases, but fewer and fewer of those films will get theatrical. And then those smaller ones, they'll just say, oh, you know what? Let's put Mortal Kombat 2 just on Netflix, because we don't need to spend all that money. And that's, guys, it's so bad if that happens. But that's what I think is going to happen.
Wow. And there's really no good scenario. I mean, Apple coming out of nowhere would probably be the best case.
Yes, that is best case scenario because Apple does actually believe in theatrical, and I think they would support it. But again, will they let Warner Brothers run autonomously, or is this, again, just filler for their Streamo Boys podcast,
Wow. All right. Well, not the most joyful way to go into the holidays, but
gobble.
Listen, we got Zootopia coming out. We got Wicked. We got Avatar. So, but it'll be a nice holidays. It's January, February depression. That's when people,
Yeah.
It'll be a public health crisis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It will be. It will be. Don't let that stop you from going to the movie theaters, folks. Buy that popcorn. Get those Milk Duds. I mean, I'm a big fan of Milk Duds. You can't really find them, and you do find them on the floor still from the 1980s. Mm-hmm. I just wish Milk Duds could make a legitimate comeback. It seems like Junior Mints has taken all their thunder. That's my gripe. And it's probably not good for my feelings. I get that, but dude, Milk Duds and popcorn. If you guys have tried that combo, right?
Oh, it's
unbelievable.
It's the best.
Yeah.
And they should scrape and resell because vintage is always hot, retro's hot. Reebok,
it's upcycling. It's what the kids call upcycling.
Yeah.
It's
Reebok's
upcycling.
the floor Milk Duds.
Yeah.
And you just put retro design, put in. Listen, we're going to need to think out of the box in January, February. So retro Milk Duds. Jeff, is there anything that you want to tell the wannabe O boys, wannabe O girls, wannabe O people where to find you? Anything big coming up on ERC box office?
Guys, just hit me up on Sundays. That's when I splash all the fun content when the BO numbers come out at ERC box office. You can also find me on Blue Sky once in a while, but mostly on Twitter. That's where I am. That's where I exist. That's the place to be.
All right. So, and of course, all the place to find us. The link's in the show notes. Jeff has got to get to the family for the holidays.
The fans calling, boys.
Email us theboboyspodcast@gmail.com. And Clayton, that's all I got. I got nothing else to say.
834.
Don't know what that is.
And
not a rallying cry.
That's all there is to say.
Okay, great.
Except for, until next time, we'll smell you at the box office. Nailed it. Hey, guys.